Olivia thanks her as she set my syrup on the table and leaves us to our food. I resist jumping straight at them, as tempting as it was. Are you going to want the syrup at all? Olivia was already slicing hers up. No, this is sweet enough as it is. I don't bother saying anything else, grabbing the syrup and dousing my pancakes with it, this being the one exception to my general dislike of sweet stuff. My stomach is starting to make weird noises, and the sooner I eat, the better. My sleep schedule is going to be all messed up for the next couple of days, and I have to hope that that wouldn't lead to more headaches. I only have so many shots, and the doctors get pissy when I go through them too fast. I shouldn't have to ration the damn things, but I do. I start slicing apart my pancakes, stuffing a bite in my mouth. Holy shit, they were as good as they looked, and I almost regret putting syrup on them in the first place. I usually found pancakes to be pretty boring, hence the syrup overload, but these were heavenly. I glanced over at Olivia, her plate already half empty, revealing a mess of blue and brown stickiness. There's no time to waste, is there? I was about to tear into my pancakes more when I felt Olivia touch my cheek. She wiped her finger on a napkin before picking up another bite of her own pancakes. Sorry, you had syrup on your cheek. Thanks. Though it's just a friendly gesture, my cheeks go a little red. Maybe my head doesn't want to kill itself, but my stomach certainly does. I overdid it. I over-pancaked myself. Why did I order seconds? Why am I an idiot? Olivia fared better than I did, definitely not getting seconds, though absolutely no trace of her breakfast remained. Are you going to be okay, Leah? Kill me. End me. I don't want to exist. I'll be fine, I think. She gives me a sympathetic smile, going to the counter to pay while I slowly force myself to stand up. Walking would be good for me, assuming that the exertion wouldn't make me throw up. Olivia came back a minute later, styrofoam travel cup in hand. Ready? Yeah. As we head out, she holds the door open for me, embarrassing, but I'm in no position to protest with how bloated I feel. I'm not sure if that's a typo or why do I do these things to myself. No wonder I get migraines all the time. God damn. Olivia's quiet as we slowly walk back, taking sips of her coffee or whatever it was here and there. Are you sure you're okay? You look like you're about to drop dead. That's my normal look. I meant more than usual, obviously. Wow. That would have stung if I didn't know how true it was. Besides, she wasn't really being mean about it. It was just showing concern. Do you really have shots of whatever it's called back at the dorm? Yeah, it's nothing illegal, I promise. I didn't think it was. Just, if you ever come into the dorm and find me bleeding a lot, try not to panic. I get really bad migraines, and sometimes they start off weak enough that I can combat them with aspirin or whatever, which thins out the blood and all that shit. So by the time I stab myself in the leg with good meds, it's kind of messy. Right, so if you're laying there on the floor bleeding everywhere, I should just step around you? Exactly. Don't call 999 or anything. They'll just take me to the hospital where I'll either sleep or get another shot. Nothing I can't do at home. Okay then, can you try not to pass out where people walk though? I'll do my best. My darndest. I wasn't liable to pass out on the floor. I usually make it to the bed. It's not like that stuff knocks me out immediately. It takes a few minutes. In the meantime, I just feel like there's fire burning through my skull. I wouldn't deny that, though, that I passed out in the shower a couple of times. That was when I was first taking the shots, though. I didn't realize they really made me sleep through recovery. Having your parents call 999 and waking up to find EMTs talking to you while you're naked in the shower is a great way to embarrass someone to the point that they never make the same mistake again. Mistake. By the time we get back, the sun is rising in the sky, only now was Olivia looking a little tired. You don't need to use the bathroom, do you? No, you can have it. I'm going back to bed. Thanks. She smiles at me, looking quite pleased despite the weariness. This was fun though, wasn't it? Yeah, though if we do this again, can it be later in the day? Sure, they serve pancakes all day. I was just really craving them, so 5 in the morning seemed as a good time as any. Are you a morning person then? Did she pull this crap often? Not really. I could sleep and get up whenever I need to. I question how much of a college student she is. With a can-do attitude like that, I never felt like I got enough sleep. Damn it, I'm so jealous. If only I could do that. That's the last thing I could think before crashing into my pillow and slipping off into my dreams again. Penultimate Fantasy. It's probably one of the stupider names for an RPG turned MMORPG, but I'll let it slide. It's insanely fun, the graphics are good, the character customization is above average, and I have the in-game marketplace wrapped around my fingers. It's worth paying £10 a month for this thing. I'm burned out from studying, Olivia's at work, there's nothing much else to do either. So for the first time in 2 months, I've turned the game on. I'm greeted by a fuck ton of updates that need to download and install. Hate that shit. With a sigh, I resign myself to clicking around the internet for 20-some minutes while everything finishes up. I check Facebook, I leave Facebook, I check the news, nothing new. Finally, the game is done updating and I can start playing. Which for me means setting up shop for a couple hours. I'll go dungeon crawling later, but if I remember correctly, I have loot to sell. Just when I have everything set up, Olivia comes in looking exhausted for once. You okay? She looks over me with a yawn. Yeah, just a long day. Now that I think of it, she was gone by the time I woke up, and I woke up at 8. It's 8 now. She puts on the kettle before dropping some bread into the toaster. What are you up to? Playing Penultimate Fantasy Online? Online? There's made an MMO of that? Any exhaustion seems to leave her as she comes over peeking at my screen, visibly excited. I used to play PS2 version all the time as a kid. She laughs, looking a little sheepish. I might have been a little bit obsessed. Couldn't help but laugh a bit. Was she the one that's embarrassed? It's a fun game. I used to play it on PS2 too, but once this version came out, I couldn't keep my hands off of it. Until uni started anyway. Have you ever played this version? No, it's pay to play, isn't it? Kind of out of my budget. Well, shit. Just when I thought I had someone to play with, or at least talk to about it. What are you doing right now? Are you going to go dungeon crawling? Not yet. I'm selling stuff right now. Her eyes wandered over to my screen, pausing where my gold was displayed. Is 2 million not enough to go dungeon crawling? It is, but I like the selling part of this game. Are you going to take over the world of Aria too? Are you going to take over the nerds and use them to conquer the rest of the world? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. She looked at my screen again. You should really go dungeon crawling then. You can get more supporters if you're a badass. I'm a healer. I can't really go anywhere without a party. Why would you pick healer? Sorcerers are so fun. You can make marshmallows out of your enemies. Well, this way I can have everyone at my mercy. Mercery? What the fuck? Because you have to heal them? Yep. There are other healers though. For now there are. Whoa. Are you going to destroy all of them too? Maybe. Maybe not. That would probably get me banned, even if it was possible to slaughter everyone else in PvP. Do you have spreadsheets for this too? Yeah, I'm tracking the financial gains of my growing empire. I went ahead and showed her my spreadsheets for iron, the price I originally sold it at, and the price I currently sold it at. 6 months of tracking. That's intense gaming. She's going to think I'm fucking insane. So, I think we should join forces. I'll investigate corporate corruption. You can track it all with the power of your spreadsheets. Or maybe I'll just steal spreadsheets from evil businesses and you can tell me what they mean. Then we'll take over the world. Does that sound good? Yes it does. Olivia's ridiculously easy to get along with. She just rolls with the conversation, never missing a beat or reacting awkwardly. It's impressive. I'm more comfortable around her than I have been with anyone in a while. If you want to, I could set up a character for you on my account. Really? You're okay with that? Aren't you afraid of me stealing your stuff or something? Can't see you stealing the loot of someone that's going to rule the world one day. Okay, that's a good point. It would be a very bad move, wouldn't it? Extremely. I go ahead and go back to the character selection select screen, clicking the new character button, and then getting out of my chair and out of the way. It's all yours. Olivia squeals with delight, so shrill that it throws me off guard as she takes a seat and begins cooking away. I don't think I've seen her this excited. Leaving her to it, I pick up my textbook to go ahead and refresh my memory on some of the tax laws we've been introduced to. They haven't gone too heavy into it, and my professor went as far as admitting that taxes make everything clusterfuck, but I want to stay ahead of the curve with this, rather than falling behind when it gets harder. 2 hours later, and Olivia hasn't budged from the desk. Putting my books aside, I go over and take a peek. She's leveled up quite a bit over the past 2 hours and is currently talking to the character in charge of sorcery, Jessa. Except she's not actually doing anything, just staring at the screen. Did the game break? Oh, no. Did the internet go out? No. Everything's okay? Yeah, I'm just, reminiscing. I look at Jess on the screen and back to Olivia. Is she your favorite character or something? That much is definitely true. Oh, she had a crush on her, huh? Ooh, yeah. Her fake responses are killing me. Should I forget about it? She shakes her head. No, it's fine, just... She hesitates a moment before smiling. Jessa was my first crush. It's silly to have a crush on a video game character, but she's really cool, you know? I couldn't help but laugh, thinking back to some of the older games where you could have Jessa in your party and slaughter most of the enemies without thinking too much about it. Huh, yeah, she is. Well, that wasn't awkward. There are worse characters to have crushes on. Yeah, like Elena. Every time she's on screen, I get mad. She's so rude. So you're not into rude characters? No way! Jessa's just in love, and that's what I like about her. I decide not to mention that I liked Elena quite a bit, even if she was a jackass. She was organized, and everything she did it with a plan, which I liked a lot. Most of her plans went off without a hitch. Turning my attention to Olivia, I find that she's gazing lovingly at the screen again before finally clicking onwards with a sigh. She'll always be my favorite. I leave her to go back to my book. I don't need to know everything about her crush on Jessa. Lately, I've been finding Olivia glued to her phone, not typing or anything aside from the occasional swipe. She looks sad, but I can't find any opportunity to ask why. That would be weird, awkward, and uncomfortable, but maybe she wants me to ask though. Despite her being a bit eccentric, she's still friendly and chirpy when she's not looking at her phone. I paid the grocery bill this week and she got pretty excited about that. I figured out pretty quickly that even though she comes across as someone who doesn't need any help, that her budget sheet burning into the negatives means otherwise. Ouch. My parents give me a lot of money each month to cover expenses, so fucking instead of getting pizza every other night, I buy groceries for a week or two, Can't I? Although it's still really tempting. It bothers me a bit that she's acting so oddly, though. Not that she can't be sad, but I think I've gotten too used to her being a ball of energy and happiness. It's kind of comforting to come back to the dorm and know that even if I'm having an awful day, she'll make me feel better. I don't want her to end up as grumpy as I can be, for her sake, though. No one should have to live being so damn miserable. Maybe she needs someone to talk to. I admire how bold she can be, so maybe it's time that I try to be a little bold. She's sitting on her bed, and without bothering to ask, I take a seat beside her. Ooh, hey, Olivia.